Hey everybody, it's Becky. I'm in the middle of shooting a whole How to Make Homeschool More Fun series, and today I did the intro video for why board games are such an important part of this mixing fun into the mix. So what I have coming up is I'm going to be going through the games that have been secret sauce winners inside of the Sayler household. But before I did that, I wanted to talk about why board games are so important. Because if you have not started playing games with your kids on a regular basis as a part of your homeschool day, I'm going to encourage you to start that after this. So, why are board games more important? The very first reason, and there are many, so I'm just highlighting a few, is that it gets their brains firing in a different way than if you are handing them a piece of paper and saying, I want you to go do math. Okay. So you want those little pistons and excited neurons inside their brain to be like, ooh, I'm so excited to be learning. Games offer that. So it gets their brains to fire. Another benefit of playing board games is it allows for language development skills in a non-threatening, fun way. So if you have, especially if you have non-readers or early readers, remember all five of my sons were delayed readers, my youngest son being the most delayed. He didn't read till he was 10, but all five of my kids were delayed readers. And games were so powerful because there's so many pre-reading things mixed into board games. Um, Lots of patterns, associating symbols with sounds, even just the plain old memorizing of that's what this card means, that's what this pattern means. Super important for pre-reading. So playing a board game is excellent for language development. Now, the great news is that you don't have to play board games every day. So remember that. Once or twice a month will get you so much on the other end of the homeschool scale. But I will promise you that on a day that you've played a phantasmagoric game and everybody's laughed and everybody's played and it was fun, 10 years from now, your kids will remember that game way more than they will have remembered a worksheet that they did on patterning. Okay, so make sure that you have games wrapped into your toolkit. Another benefit of why you want to consider adding board games is that it allows your kids to develop focus. This is a different kind of focus than playing a video game or watching a movie or enjoying a documentary together. This is the kind of, it's an active focus where they're laser locked on accomplishing a mission to win, right? Because I'm very competitive. So they're trying to play the game to either enjoy the company because they're super awesome or to win. That's what it's all about in the Sayler household. It's all about the win. But that focus is super, super, super important. And it's a natural way to help your kids learn to concentrate longer in their days. So if they have any kind of issues with being focused on one thing at one time, games are great. And bribe them with food. That's what I did. This we thing, teamwork, is an amazing benefit of playing games. We have a big family. There are 7 of us. I am outnumbered by 6 males, 7 if you count our dog Sprocket. In our house, our full complement of family means that most games require teamwork. And it's interesting that some kids mix together like a beautiful cake. And some kids are like oil and vinegar that never go together well. And playing a game where they need to work as a team to develop strategy or to take turns within their turn or to hurry up and go so that the next team can go. You really can't replace the ability to establish, build, and strengthen teamwork. You can't beat that with other activities other than playing games. So even if you're playing sport games outside or board games inside, even if you have a small family, look for opportunities to mix it up and to create teams within your household as you're playing games. It's a huge life skill. Another thing, here's an outside of the box one. Okay. On a day where everything goes to heck, we all have those days. I do at least twice a year. Every year in my homeschool career, I have wanted to put my kids on a public school bus and just go eat bonbons in a closet. On those days, okay, you can send the kids outside to play. You can pack them in the car and go do some kind of field trip. You can put them in a timeout because they're driving you crazy and mommy needs a timeout, so go to your room. Or you can replace that kind of timeout, get away from me because I need to breathe moment with, you know what, guys, this is not working. And I don't like the feel of the atmosphere of our house right now. So this is what we're going to do. Everybody take 2 minutes. I'm going to go grab our favorite game and I'm going to set it up in a different place. So if we're in the kitchen, we go in the living room, vice versa. I'm going to set up the board game. And when the timer goes off, everybody comes to me and we're just going to play our favorite board game. Can you go pop popcorn? Can you put on a playlist? And I'll meet you wherever you're going to meet. Try playing a board game instead of a timeout, because sometimes everybody's exploding and erupting because they don't get enough of you and they need you. They need your attention. They need your focus. They need your smile. They need to be seen. And sometimes you need that from your kids as well. Nestle in and play a game and see if it's not a tool in your toolkit that you can pull out on a bad day. So I highly recommend this one. This is a Sayler repeat and broken thing, humble and grace. Because I already said, there are 6 males in my house. And if you're a boy mom, okay, girl moms, God bless you, I love you. And boys and girls are different, and I know that. And I know your girls might be the same as my boys. But in my house, all you have to do is say, on your mark, get set, go. And they will do anything as long as there's someone to beat. Now, my husband and I, when we were dating, went to go visit my parents, and they had one of those really big checker boards. And we played our first game of checkers and had our first argument. I almost said fight. Our first argument in front of my dad because my husband cheated and I wasn't going to stand for it. And so I'm very competitive. And I recognize that I pass on this characteristic to my 5 beastly boys. And so very early on, great grandma when I remember I got it from her, I just remembered as I'm saying this, we were playing a board game and one of my sons was really ticked off that he was losing. And she said, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but games are fun. And from that, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, said that all the time as the kids were growing up. Eventually, it condensed down to, we need to be humble winners and gracious losers. Humble winners don't rub it into the face of the person that they just demolished in that game. Now, I have to really exercise self-control when I'm playing games because I like to celebrate my wins. So be a humble winner and a gracious loser. So when you cream someone in a game, you teach your kids to say, you know what, you were amazing competition, and I bet you're going to get me next time. Or if they get demolished in a game, they say things like, you know what, great game. So I always made them like put their hands across and shake. Great game. I bet I get you next time. So be a humble winner and a gracious loser. Super important. This last part right here is make sure when you play board games that we hide our phones. Don't just scroll through whatever when it's not your turn. Have it be a no phone zone for a while unless you're expecting an emergency phone call because there's going to be a tsunami that's going to wipe your family off the planet. Then keep your phone nearby. But put your phones away, unplug devices, turn off the screens around you, and just focus on the game. have music going on in the background because music kind of sets the atmosphere, especially if you've got a bad day going. We like the playlist for Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a fun one because Five Boys, Marvel, they just in our house go hand in hand. So we'll do something like that. Or if my husband's at the game, he'll do something like turn up the playlist for what is that movie? The Hunt for Red October. So if you're anywhere within our household and you hear the Russian choir singing, you know that my husband is laying the stage for utter annihilation in some board game within our household. So anyway, board games, a super, super important piece of homeschooling. They just are. I would love to know what your favorite games are in the comments below. I'm going to do a series of videos over on my YouTube channel, but I'm going to talk about our favorite games like the cups stacking game. Oh, so fun. Catan, Taboo, Sequence, and the others that have been, I have more games than I have games we've never played. We have our favorites. So I want to go through why we played certain games together during the homeschool day versus the games that we might play together in the evening or on the weekend or that kind of thing. So anyway, games. Do you play them as part of your homeschool? Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite game? Is your favorite game the same as your child's favorite game? Are you looking for games that you don't want to poke your eyes out if you have to play? Let me know. I've got some resources that can help you find games that are actually fun for you and the family. What's your favorite quiet game? What's your favorite rambunctious game? I would just love to know. I would love for this to be a thread to help people pull together some resources. So have a wonderful day. Consider pulling one of the games out of your game board, your game closet, and playing with your kids. Some games are super expensive. Settlers of Catan is our favorite family game and has been for a while. But a family of 7, we need the extension. That's an expensive game. And so you can also start looking at thrift stores, and sometimes you'll score. I have a friend of mine talks about renting games, and she does that by going to the thrift store, buying games for like 25 cents or $1, bringing them home, playing them with her kids for a day or a week or something, and then they donate them back to the thrift store, rented. That's kind of that mentality, and then they'll go rent another game. Super brilliant. We've actually gotten a few games from the thrift store that saved us at least $57. So anyway, have a great day. See you soon. I hope you play a game, and I can't wait to read what your favorites are down below. Bye.